All right, so Amy, thank you so much for joining us today. You are from Legacy Point, and I know that a lot of people are curious to see what you guys have to offer. So first of all, why don't you sort of share with us a little bit about Legacy Point? I know that it's still in construction right now, and sort of let us know how it's different from other assisted living and independent living communities out there.
Okay, wonderful. And thank you for having me as well today. So Legacy Point at UCF is a continuing care retirement community. It is the first being built in over 33 years here in Central Florida, and the first university-based continuing care retirement community in Central Florida. So what really separates us from the other CCRCs, for short, as we call them, here locally, is this university affiliation. So Legacy Point at UCF has the entire continuum of care from independent living, and then we're currently building apartments and beautiful villa homes, as well as all private suite assisted living, memory support, and skilled nursing. So again, to reinforce, we will have the entire continuum of care. What is unique about a continuing care retirement living community is that we are not a rental. We are not a 55 and up community. Essentially, what you're engaging in is a service contract for a complex long-term care policy. So not only do you get this luxurious lifestyle, the benefits of everything that a retirement living community has to offer, you also have this incredible affiliation with the University of Central Florida that's just going to lend itself to incredible opportunities for our residents, but you also get life care. And we have a program that works for folks that already have long-term care, and then multiple options for people that don't. So it's a great way to formulate a great plan, especially if you don't have one.
So it sounds like it's a great place that you could start at one level, and as you continue to age and have need for more services, transition into other places within the same Legacy Point. I know as we get older, when we move, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do those moves. So it sounds like you guys make that very simple for people.
We really do. And that's the idea of moving to a community like Legacy Point at UCF. And that's part of our life care contract, is that you are guaranteed priority access to the higher levels of care should you need them. And we know now that the statistics are that 70% of us are going to need some sort of higher level of care, whether it is assisted living, memory support, or skilled nursing. So if we're not planning for that, we're making ourselves vulnerable to the market rates of other communities. And with the life care contract, you can receive an equalized, deeply discounted rate in the higher levels of care. Again, and then if you come with your spouse, or we have cousins that are moving in together, or sisters and siblings that are coming together, you're still under one roof. So if someone has to move to a higher level of care, you're in the same location. And there is an incredible piece that comes with not being separated.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you are affiliated with UCF. So
Correct.
do they offer some special programs? I mean, this is sort of enticing to me as I age as well, that are there special classes that they have for seniors, or certain activities that they have for seniors?
So really, it's something that we're working on in partnership with the University of Central Florida. And what's incredible is that even during this last year, while we were all dealing with COVID, we had to pivot to Zoom, as did our future residents that have already deposited to move into Legacy Point. So what we're offering with this affiliation, what it looks like, I'll talk about what it looks like right now, what it will look like when we open, but what it looks like right now is providing lifelong learning opportunities to work with the nursing students who are trying to finish their curriculum. So our residents have participated in that. We have provided different speaker series all throughout this time of social distancing and continue to do so. 2 weeks ago, we had a phenomenal presentation from a PhD researcher at UCF that studies vaccines through the College of Medicine, as well as a medical doctor who is also a professor at UCF but sees patients at the VA hospital. So to hear them both give their perspective on COVID, on the vaccines, outcomes, different things, that was incredible. This month, we're featuring a couple of different things. We have some students from the theater department that are going to be doing a performance for our residents via Zoom. And believe me, it works and it's interactive, which is great. And then at the end of the month, we have a professor from the College of Music that's going to be doing a presentation on the history of protest music. So again, we're hitting not just the College of Medicine, not just business or nursing, things like that. We're hitting engineering, the Rosen College of Hotel and Hospitality Management, which is ranked #1 in the United States and #2 internationally, which is just unbelievable. So again, we're just enriching lives, and we know statistically that if you keep your brain and your mind going, you will live longer, you live better, you're healthier, you're warding off dementia and other neurological conditions that we are confronted with as we age.
So it sounds like that affiliation gives them more opportunities to learn new things, right? I mean, as you said, as we age, it's as you learn new things, that's good for you. It sort of reconnects your brain and stuff on things rather than doing the same thing over and over again. So that sounds pretty exciting.
There are studies that even show that moving your bed around your bedroom fights off dementia, because you're forcing your brain to rethink and try something different, and you're not just always doing the same pattern. So when you're engaging your brain and you're learning new things, or you're maybe, we talk so much about fueling yourself, eating, exercise, but we need to exercise our minds too to live better and live well. So again, this partnership exceeds even that. We'll have our own staff on in the community, but then you'll also see students that are interning in my department, marketing, in dining services, the fitness center, you name it. So there's really going to be this incredible multi-generational energy to Legacy Pointe. And again, I go back to, it's a wonderful retirement living community, and then you have life care, and then all these other exciting things that you just would never think of that could be possible in a community like ours.
I think one of the best things is that you have a plan. You have a plan for each stage of your life. And I think that's very comforting to a lot of people to know that you have a plan, and once this happens, then this is going to happen, and you know what's going to happen next, rather than going through your different stages of life and then trying to figure it out every time you enter a new stage. So I think that's be comforting to a lot of people.
It really is. And touching on that, I'm going to throw some numbers at you from memory. And this comes from a combination of the Mathers Lifeway study as well as Genworth, who is an actuarial company, but they have a running study that they do as well. So again, I mentioned before, we know that 70% of us are going to need care. 60% of us are just in complete and total denial. And then the percentage of us that is very small, that is aware that we need care, less than 25% do anything at all. The other kicker is, we know that when you move to a community like a CCRC, there's studies that show CCRCs provide better social activity, fitness, general wellness, you're eating better, less depression, more socialization than being in a rental or a 55 and up community. And all of these things in total really matter. And as the data continues to come out from post-COVID, what we're finding is, from the rolling data, specifically with the Mathers Lifeway study, is that the answers are similar, coming from people that were in CCRCs before the pandemic and during. They were happier. They felt like they still had the opportunity to engage socially. They didn't feel isolated. They were fed well. And the kicker is, the old adage is true. We don't plan to fail. We fail to plan. And I cannot stress enough, every day when I have someone tell me I'm staying at home, at some point your home can't take care of you, but we can. And that's what we want to do. We're uniquely trained well and educated on how to pick out the perfect plan for our future residents and really make sure that they're happy, being good stewards of their finances as well. Because that's the tone we want to set here at Legacy Pointe. We have an incredible opportunity to create a new standard in retirement here in Central Florida. And that's the goal of myself and my team here at Legacy Pointe.
Absolutely. And it sounds like it's all about quality of life, what type of quality of life you want to have. And if you want a good quality life, it's always best to plan it before something happens, rather than if you wait until after it happens, then a lot of times it's not your decision. It might be your kid's decision. So it's always to do it up front there. So let me ask you this here. Obviously, we're starting to see the daylight of the pandemic here eventually coming to an end. We're not there yet. What are some things that you guys provide that allow people that are interested in this here to sort of feel safe as they're doing that as well?
So we actually came back to our offices pretty quickly. We were operating in June, and so we have treated ourselves like we're working out of a skilled nursing facility. We take everyone's temperature, including all of the employees, every morning. We ask questions of everyone as they come into the offices. PPE is absolutely required. We sanitize everything. And we started doing our face-to-face lunch and learns early on as well. And then I simulcast them via Zoom. So if you still are a little nervous about getting out in public, or if you haven't been vaccinated, you have every opportunity to learn about Legacy Pointe. And when we do our lunch and learns, we're doing them social distance in the room that I'm in right now. So we have a maximum of 12 people that we allow, and we hand the box lunches out after we leave. All materials come pre-packaged or prepared by an employee that's wearing gloves. We provide hand sanitizer, you name it. So there really is an opportunity to plan. And I will say this, what I'm finding most unique in the last month or so, our lunch and learn, we have been at capacity. We've been having to add on more dates. And as I'm asking everyone that's here, have you been vaccinated? Everyone's saying yes. So I think we're hitting a wonderful stride here where people are feeling more comfortable coming out, and we'd love to have you. There's something to be said for seeing things in person and hearing about it face to face. And also it's just nice to have that connectivity again that we all have been starving for.
Yeah, everybody wants to get away from those four walls in their house, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Just two more questions. I know you guys are still in the process of having the community built out. Can you sort of share with us the timeframes associated with that?
Absolutely. So construction is well underway. In spite of the coronavirus, we broke ground January 1st of 2020, and we have not slowed down. So we are building everything at once. So we will be able to open our doors October, November of this year, which is incredibly exciting. So we're over 80% pre-sold right now. There are still some incredible apartments available. The sales have not stopped. We did not have 1 month throughout 2020 where we did not have a sale, which is incredible, and multiple sales. So we just powered through because we believe in this community. We're passionate about what we do, and we know, again, like we said, the importance of having a plan.
Those are impressive numbers. That just sort of shares with me that people see the value in what you guys are bringing to the community. So I'm really excited for you guys. I'm sure you can't wait until October, November, can you?
We can't.
Absolutely. Well, if somebody is interested in finding out more about your community, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do that is to pick up the phone and call 407-543-6350. And I'll say that again, 407-543-6350. And Emily, our incredible marketing coordinator, will be the person answering the phone. And you just let her know that you're either interested in attending a lunch and learn in person or virtually, or that you'd like to speak to myself or one of our other sales counselors here in the office. And, I think one of the things is, we firmly believe also in being a resource. So if you're just starting your research into continuing care retirement communities or retirement living, we're happy to help. We encourage everyone, even if you don't land on us, which obviously we hope you do, but if you don't, we always want you to have a good experience with us and think if you know someone that needs help, they were wonderful. Let me have them, give them a call because they're willing to help. So, again, we are so excited about this new community. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
It is. And I'll put that phone number below as well so everybody can see that. Is there a website they can go to if they wanted to see iterations on how it's going to look when it's done and those type of things?
Absolutely. So you can visit www.legacypointe and it's the letters AT, UCF.com. So there you can see a little bit of everything. We have a floor plan fit calculator where you can pull up our floor plans. You can see construction update that is time-lapsed to see what's happening at the community. And you can also learn more about our community as well. I tell people Fundamentally, when it comes to Legacy Point, when in addition to this affiliation, there's three things that really separate us. The affiliation being one. The second thing being our managing company, which is Greystone Communities based out of Irving, Texas. To have the backup of a company that's been in business in senior living for over 35 years and are experts and thought leaders is huge. And then finally, speaking to the website, I always encourage everyone to visit the leadership page on our website and look at who is on our board of directors. Obviously, it's thought leaders in the business world throughout Central Florida, leadership from the University of Central Florida, as well as some deans. But most impressively is our board is filled with about 5 or 6 individuals who made their career in senior living. And this is a volunteer-based board, and they're invested in making Legacy Point at UCF come to life, and they truly believe that our residents are stakeholders. So again, we are solid in our foundation of what we're doing and how we're doing it, and that's why we're being able to execute such an incredible and bring to life such an incredible community here in Central Florida.
Perfect, perfect. Well, listen, Amy, I know you're busy. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share with us all the wonderful things that are going to be coming on the market at the end of this year. I'll say I'm excited about it, and I know a lot of people are as well.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.